In the past, frameless packs and I have not gone along very well, and so I had basically come to the conclusion that I was done using frameless packs, as I found that I enjoyed the added comfort that a framed pack provides a lot more. But this year, I have wanted to plan a few trips that are a bit more focused on saving weight and being more minimal with my gear. So I was looking for a new frameless pack that I could use that had the features that I wanted, was lighter than any framed packs that I have, and truly allowed me to be comfortable on trail with a total weight around 20 pounds. In that process, I found this Skola 38, and today I'm going to share my initial impressions of this new backpack from Gossamer Gear.
Now last week I took the Skola 38 on its first trip, which was a 17-mile route through Capitol Reef National Park. And the reason I chose the Skola for that is a few reasons. I actually wanted something that would be lightweight, allow for me to pack really light because I'm doing something that's pretty technical, and I wanted to have that free motion movement, but also be as comfortable as I could on the trail. And I am happy to say that the Skola did a great job in checking those boxes of things that I wanted the pack to do for that trip. Now, it got a little beat up. It got put through the ringer of durability testing, and I'll walk through what some of that looks like here, but I'm impressed with how comfortable I was and what the pack provided just from an overall experience. This pack, genuinely, I am surprised at how much I enjoyed it, and I look forward to continue using it based off of what that experience has been. What do you have feature-wise and specs and everything in the design of the Skola 38? Now, this is not a large backpack. It is 38 liters of total volume. You have 30 liters internal up to about this horizontal line here. So your collar with the roll top closure does add a little bit of volume, but not a huge amount. So 30 liters of internal capacity and 8 liters of capacity with your stretch mesh pocket here and the side pockets and your mesh on the shoulder straps. I think for a frameless pack, going any larger than that is too big. You're gonna have too much weight and you're gonna want to carry a frame. This, I have enjoyed how comfortable it is based off of the 20-pound comfort range, with 25 pounds being the max carry you want with the pack. I carried a total of just over 25 pounds with a short water carry with the pack, and absolutely do not carry more than 25 pounds with this pack. It is not designed to be comfortable beyond that, but that sweet spot of 20 to 25 pounds with the way that this is set up and using the included minimal hip belt, you do get a comfortable carry with the pack, and I'm impressed by that. Now, the fabrics that are used on the pack, you have a 100 denier Robic nylon ripstop that they call their Riptide ripstop fabric. It's lightweight, it's really supple, it doesn't have a lot of structure to it, but the size and dimensions of the pack, it packs together really well, and it feels really like strong and good structure that way. So I like that, and it's pretty durable. Here on these side pockets, I was scraping against the slick rock. I was putting it through some pretty intense conditions, and I've got a couple of little holes from abrasion, but it has been otherwise really good. The stretch pocket here on the front is an ultra stretch type of material. Now, they don't say ultra stretch specifically, and it also has done pretty well in the abrasion that it went through. I've got a couple of little holes and abrasion spots down here at the bottom, but they're not something I'm concerned about expanding and just continuing to rip and be a huge problem. It is a bummer first time out for the pack to get some holes in it, but I was doing some pretty rough technical movement and everything while I was out there. The side pockets are also made out of this same Riptide material, so they don't provide the ability for a lot of stretch, and they're not the largest side pockets that you're gonna find on a pack either. The side pocket here, I've got a Squawk bottle, which is the same diameter as a Smart Water bottle, and then some Durston Iceline trekking poles just tucked in there. and you can see that that pretty much fills out the entire pocket. I can put my tent poles in here just fine, and then I have a pretty robust side compression system that does make it possible for me to compress things down and reduce the volume of the pack as needed, and it holds in place really well. But also taller items like these poles, I can take the side compression and pretty easily route that to go over top and secure those taller items like tent poles or some trekking poles that are maybe a Z style of trekking pole, because you do have some shot cord here at the bottom for you to attach trekking poles onto, and then some shot cord here at the top to route that around the handles and make it so that they run the length of the pack that way. You also have a pocket here on the front. This is not a watertight zipper, so it is nice, however, to have a space to put some little items in here. I was putting satellite communication, I had the case for my sunglasses, my permit for my hike, and other small lower volume items that fit into that pocket just fine. And I didn't find that it became unusable because of the volume inside of the pack and gear kind of messing that up. It just worked out well. You also have a top strap for the pack that's just a single strap. It's not a Y strap, and your roll top design that can be clipped down to the sides. These straps on the sides are removable, so if I wanted, I can roll this down and then just clip it around the top like that, and then clip this over the top that way if I want to take those straps off and do the different type of closure there. You also do have a hole on the top in the back for you to route a hydration hose for a hydration bladder. Now, it's important to keep in mind that this pack is frameless, as I have mentioned before. So as you are packing the pack, it is important to pay attention to how you place things into the body of the pack so that it isn't making it so you have like something protruding into your back and making for an uncomfortable experience. The back panel of the pack does have this foam piece of removable foam that you can use as a sit pad or whatever you need, and that makes it so that it is a bit more comfortable. It also helps with moisture management and a little bit of airflow, but it does make the pack more comfortable. The shoulder straps of the pack are also really well designed. I'm really pleased with the comfort aspect of them. They come in for my body shape and size at a nice angle, and they don't go too narrow on my neck, and they're just a comfortable experience. They also widen out through the chest, not necessarily like a full vest style kind of running vest strap, but still a nice experience. You have your sternum strap that is adjustable in its height, that has a whistle on it, and there's some elastic on the strap as well, which I am so grateful for. I wish every company would put some elastic on the sternum strap and make it so that when I am breathing heavy, but I want the benefits of a sternum strap in place, that I'm also not restricted in being able to take a nice deep breath. Now, the pack does also come with this really minimal hip belt. This is as like basic and simple as it gets, and it's not going to do the same thing that a hip belt on a fully framed pack is going to do, but it is absolutely going to aid in distributing some weight and taking all of the weight off of your shoulders. The belt is completely removable, and it attaches here at the bottom end of the pack. It doesn't wrap around at all, and so you don't have, again, that full benefit of a fully framed pack where the hip belt is integrated into the suspension in the frame of the backpack, but it is helpful. The pockets are comically small on this hip belt, big enough for like a set of keys, for you to put some chapstick and some snacks. It's not going to hold a phone. It might hold like a InReach Mini or just something small in that case, but this is like trash pockets in my opinion. But again, it's completely removable, so I don't have to use it if I don't want to. Now, the overall comfort and fit of this is also going to be dependent on your body type and your size, because the pack only comes in one size, and that's pretty standard for a frameless pack where you're not so concerned about torso height. But I am an 18.5-inch torso, and the pack fits me really well. It's not too tall, it's not too long, and it's also not too short. I'm 165 pounds, I'm 5'9", and again, a torso size of 18.5 inches. There are no load lifters on this pack, but I found that to not be something that I'm really concerned about. I'm not packing the pack really high above the shoulder straps based off of the volume, and I find that it still carries really well. It wasn't leaning back off of my back in any real noticeable way that was causing some discomfort. Overall, just a really comfortable, really enjoyable pack for the one trip that I have had it out on, doing that 17 or so miles. Now, a question to address here real quick is, do I have access to the water bottles in the side pockets of the pack? And for me, I don't really have any range of motion issues with my arms, and pretty much any pack for the most part, I'm able to access bottles. Now, the pocket does come up pretty high, and so access is not as easy, but I find that if I just walk my fingers up the bottom of the bottle, then I can get it out just fine. And that isn't an issue for me. Getting it back in is fairly easy to do as well. And this is something that I saw people in a couple of reviews say that this was a complete deal breaker with the pack. I don't find that to be the case, but there are two things that can make this a little bit harder. One is getting a wider bottle into the pocket is not really going to work out. But also, if you've got the pack packed really tight on the inside and then additional gear in the pocket like I've got with these trekking poles, then it can make getting the bottle out and back in a little bit more tricky. So you have to be mindful of how you're packing things to make it so that you can make that a little bit easier on yourself. But again, I don't think it's a deal breaker. It works just fine for me. And out on some really, really hot miles of hiking on my last trip, despite not having enough water, I was able to get my bottles just fine, and it's not an issue for me. The price of this pack is, I think, a little bit steeper than maybe some other frameless packs out there on the market. It's $225 USD for this pack. I think with everything that this backpack provides from feature standpoint, from durability and comfort, that $225 is a reasonable price to pay. And I paid that price. I spent my money to get the pack, and I don't have any regrets in spending that money. And then additionally, on the shoulder straps, you have these ultra stretch type of pockets that are actually usable. They function really well. I have a iPhone 16 Pro, so not the Max version, and it fits in this pocket perfectly. It is a good size, and on both sides, it's really easy to get the phone in and out of, and it also fits cheese. I've got old cheese in here for my trip, but it's a good place for you to also put snacks and things if you are not using the hip belt when you were out on the trail. I appreciate that functionality and them also being a nice durable mesh as well, because they're sewn in to the pack, and if they get all ripped up and stuff, then they're completely not usable anymore. So there you go. That is my experience with the Skola 38 so far from Gossamer Gear. I am genuinely excited about this pack. I'm excited about my experience with it so far, and I look forward to more time with this backpack. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments if you feel like this is a pack for you or it is a pass and you're gonna use something different. I wanna thank you for watching today. Hope you guys have an awesome day. We'll catch you on the next one. See you later.